Okay, so this is going to be part 37. I'm going to talk about my thoughts, and then I'm going to go over here and do planets, sun photos. And I'll explain what that's about. So my thoughts updated January 5th, 2012 at 11:29 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now you guys know I started this back in December 2011. And what I'll be doing is every couple videos is updating you on any what my thoughts are, is basically connecting the dots of what I've been talking about in the last several videos and putting it together to see if it forms some sort of picture or something for you, okay? Then I'm going to give you some topics and things to Google and look up for yourselves, because I think it's kind of boring to listen to me go through all these, sitting here reading it. I was watching my videos going, okay, yeah, this doesn't sound so good. So what I'll do is try to make it a little more simpler and easier. What I was talking about in the last video was about the Neutrino Observatory. I was talking about the James Webb Telescope. And in this one here, we're going to talk about a little more about the Oscillation Project with the Motion Tracking Apparatus team. And they're at Gran Sasso. And physicists around the world have published scores of online papers trying to explain the strange findings as either the result of a trivial mistake or evidence for new physics. So basically the law of physics from Isaac Newton is now in question because neutrinos traveled faster than light in their test. So that's what we talk about there. I'll be covering more about that in the video number 74. We are now on video 36. Actually, this one's actually 37. Sorry about that. Okay, so back down to here. I found an interesting point here from my notes on December the 19th, 2011 about neutrinos, lepton, and spin. Now, those are the three terms that come up here. And I was, about the muon, this thing over here. So, when I saw those three words, I went, hey, I just did some research on that this week. And I still have to find out what it has to do with this, but it does have something to do with this. Besides, the neutrinos can be used for powering your ship. Not sure what lepton is yet. The spin is how fast it spins and how it can travel through space that way. So we'll be trying to figure that one out too. So you're going to see that in my future videos number from part 50 and up. These three topics. And I have found definitions and experiments dating back to the earliest 17th century and all the way up to 2012. Yes, actually recent data from this week. I'm finding stuff that, this is what's really weird about this, is as I'm blogging this, no word of a lie, as I'm blogging this stuff, there are scientists out there making new discoveries that are in relation to what I'm blogging about. Now, how freaky is that? It's like they're also listening to the universe and they're getting messages, and it's a lot better for them to listen because they're physicists and they know what they're doing. Me, I'm just a little blogger that's writing stuff down that's coming to me, and it's up to you guys to put the pieces together and figure out what this means, okay? I can do my best to try to figure out what should go together and what words go together, but it's up to the scientists and the physicists to put the keywords down and to give you, look up the information that I showed you and see how you can use that to build your faster spaceships or to answer those questions that you have about the things that you're currently testing. Okay, so to go back to my notes here, it says from new worlds and works which relate to the Kepler planetary solar system currently being researched by SETI Institute along with other solar systems. We can hope to achieve and make what seems impossible possible. The fact that most humans believe in UFOs and alien spaceships, we can take a look together at these scientific facts and data about spin and the word lepton and see for ourselves how the answers to our many questions and problems all have solutions. It would be good for physicists from around the world to compare and look at the OPERA team data. And the OPERA team was the OPERA Oscillation Project with the Motion Tracking Apparatus team. They have a lot of data that they've compiled together, and they're doing some recent testing. What I need them to do is they need to look at the data from the experiments being conducted at Gran Sasso and compare your data that I am finding during my Google research and presenting to you in hopes that your questions about the neutrinos will be answered as well as other things about outer space and the Kepler planetary solar systems that we're all so excited about. All I have done is deciphered the messages sent to me during my alien meditations, and guess what? We have all sorts of data here on Earth that is quite scattered in different parts of the world. I will connect the dots for you and put the pieces of the puzzles together in scientific data formats. What I need you to do is put your heads together and find out how all of this is in relation to us building a faster spaceship so that mankind can explore the planetary solar systems in the Kepler region and in the universe. I just had an idea. After I do all these videos and do the video blogging, what I could do is take the part of my thoughts that I've written, and I can actually blog that information and create a cross-reference for you guys to go to the video that goes with it, so that it's going to take a lot of work to do, but that way you can look at your videos and look at the stuff that my notes and see what you can get from it in relation to what you're doing. Now I've got so much information that I'm going to just write down here. This is how you do it. This is how a blogger keeps track of all her little notes. Okay, so the next notes which is for part 37, which I threw that other part in. December 20th, planet, sun, and photo. So what I was doing was comparing this with star signs with the flipped version of the pentacles of the King of Solomon diagrams. Now, if you remember my original diagrams with that star, where is it? Right here. Remember I said I drew the star, right? And then I found that the Mayas made the same kind of star, almost exactly as mine, only it's flipped. This end and this end are over on the right side, this end and this end are on the left side. So what I did was try to find out what would happen if I flipped mine. Okay? So then I was trying to find some data to show me how the sun is and how the planets are around it. So we've got the halo CME. This is like a coral mass ejection picture. It shows the Pleiades, Mercury's over here, Saturn, Jupiter, Venus. Just to give me an idea, because I really didn't know the alignment of the planets before I started this. And over here I said this would be the star of Elam or Nibiru 4 between Saturn 11 and Venus 7. So when I'm talking about these numbers here, I'm going back to the star here, which I actually did put on that page, and for some reason they always disappear on me. Okay, so I'm just going to show you my notes here. Okay, I've got a little X's and drawings here. It's actually an extension of a picture down here, but this is it here. So I found this picture here of the Kepler 22 system, which is up here, right? Then this is our solar system. So this is Kepler 22b, just to show you the size of that planet compared to ours. There, this is what we look like. We're just little guys. Just little guys. And look how big Kepler is. It's huge. And it's habitable. So there you go. You have Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. And then this here, I think in the middle is the sun. And it goes out, pans out like that. And then down here we have another picture of planets all lined up. So we get the sun, Mercury. Now they said the planets are going to line up in 2012, and that's what's going to cause the destruction in December 2012. So let's hope not, right? Okay, so we have the sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Moon. Look how tiny the moon is. We have Mars and Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, the little guy over there. And then I can't read what this says because I don't have my glasses on. And they're sitting here, but they give me a headache. So anyways, Daisy's barking right now because we have company coming. Okay, so what I did was my star, this is the square that I drew inside of the star over here, showing you this area right here. I was trying to map out this area, so I extended the star so it's bigger, flipped it, and then stuck it over on top of here. And what I did was mark the points of the planets that are listed on that star. We have the star Elam or Nibiru, the one that's hidden between the moon and the sun that they're not talking about, which is heading towards Earth and could collide with us. And well, nobody wants to tell us about that, right? But if you Google it for Russia and Germany, they talk about it a lot. Okay, so we have Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn, right? So if we go back over to these notes here, I mark off where Saturn is. I mark off where Venus is. What I'm trying to figure out is where this Maius alien planet is in the Kepler system. So I wanted to look and see, it's between, there's Venus over here, so it's between Venus and Saturn. And their location is basically right here in the triangular area. I got the star of Nibiru, so I get Nibiru up here, or Maius planetary location here. So it's either here or here. So two possibilities, December 27th, 2011, 7:46 p.m. I need a star chart. You should have seen the fun I had trying to find one of those. Okay, so this is my guess of where this Maius planet, where they left. That's an interesting theory. My theory is that they knew that the Earth was gonna like go into an ice age or destroy itself 3,000 years ago, or whenever it did, and they flew off with some spaceships with some aliens, and they've gone and they're living in the planet in the Kepler region, and or whatever region we figure out, which I actually do figure out in a future video, and I will show you the location. Not sure if it's true, but give you guys something to look at, right? Okay, so this is how I calculated it. Now, I'm not a mathematician, so don't get mad at me. This is just me figuring stuff out in my own little way. So the mean distance from the Sun for Venus is that many kilometers. The mean distance from the Sun for Saturn is that many kilometers. Okay? So the mean distance between the two is minus 1,300, 1 billion. 325,240,440 kilometers, right? So I was trying to figure out what the distance was that I wanted to measure, right? So then I took that measurement there from Venus, the Sun from Venus and the Sun from Saturn. So I was trying to figure out what the distance is between these two, between Venus and Saturn. I don't know how to do it, so this is how I did it. I figured the distance between those two. And I came up with minus 1,325,244, whatever. I don't know how to say this number. 440 kilometers. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say the numbers, okay? Plus 5.878327986. Now that's the symbol for 0 from the Maius. That was the original number I got in the equation. So I'm using it to figure out the distance of where they might be. So I do this minus plus, and I come up with 1,319,362,112,100 meters. That's how far they are in outer space from Earth. Okay, oh, there's my star. Down in the wrong spot. Should move it up, right? Okay, so that's what that video is about. And what we're going to be doing in the future videos, of course, is we're going to compare the star signs with the flipped version. Because what I found out, something interesting, is that outer space, the way it was looked at back in ancient times, is different than what we look at it today. And that's because they had a different version. Now, because I'm assuming this message is from the Maius, I'm going to be using ancient ways to look in outer space. And that's where I think we make many mistakes here on Earth, is we're doing everything from our technology, from what we've created, what Earth people have created back in the 17th century. I think you need to go back to 3,000 years ago and start doing things the way that they used to do it. Because that's how they do their calculations, that's how they communicate, and that's what they're used to. Okay? So this is the end of number 37. I still have to figure out, I'm going to be calling it Planet Sun Photo, and then probably add some other things into it. Okay? And I'll be back soon.